To view missions still available, press Select or R3 to access your map, then press X to open the mission screen. The swing shot is required here. You'll have to go to another planet to acquire it.
Ratchet and Clank walkthrough, so my brother is in the other room raging. I don't know if you'll be able to hear him or not, and I just had some incredibly hot green chili, which is like the hottest chili I've ever had, which is saying something since I've eaten this stuff for like 20 years. Anyway, this is going to be a pretty interesting level, and it's also one of the first boss fights. Now, it's been a week or two since I've actually narrated this game, so I've forgotten a lot about the earlier levels, but I looked through and reminded myself about the ones we're doing here. Anyway, my point is I can't remember if this is the first boss or not, but either way, we'll be doing quite a few bosses in this game. There's a few more than there were in the first one. I think there's only about 3 in the first one, and I feel like I've talked about this before, but I'll say it again just cuz. And I feel like the bosses in this game are pretty darn easy, but they're pretty cool. The final boss in particular is really dumb. It's the easiest out of the original trilogy of this for sure. But we'll get to that near the end, which will be many videos from now, and I really need to get some of these narrated so I can get some of them going. Anyway, this first part of these levels has some cleaners going around, and it's kind of weird. These guys will go around trying to clean up the ground, and then they'll go towards you, and I guess lombaxes are filthy, so they want to clean you, and most furry things don't like getting bathed, at least my dog doesn't, so it seems appropriate that Ratchet doesn't want to keep his health once he gets hit with a brush. So, you know, weird enemies, but kind of funny mechanic, and they're pretty easy to dodge, and you can just shoot them with this shotgun, which is pretty useful. Now, if you notice, every time you break open the trash bag, or that trash container, whatever it is, a trash can, then the cleaning guys come out, and sometimes you have to do that to get some of these to activate, like in this room. And then there's also these laser guys, which I'm assuming are super oxy cleaners, and they're gonna go around, fire a laser in a circle around them, and it's pretty easy to dodge, but it can hurt a little bit. As you saw it earlier, it did about 2 damage to me when it hit me. So try to avoid those when you can, or just take them out. They are pretty easy to take out with a ground slam with the Ratchet. Now, a couple of seconds earlier, about 10 seconds ago, we saw the boss that we will be fighting later on in the level, but of course we need to do a little bit of chasing and catch up to him first. Now, I don't think maybe I did get ammo when I started this level, but I ran out of ammo on something there. And the thing is, this game later on is going to do a really good job of making you run out of ammo, and it's even true in the third game, but it really was never true in the first one. Now, I have no idea if there's a PDA in this game. There is in the first and the second. That allows you to buy ammo from anywhere, and in the third game that ends up being what lets me succeed, basically. But in this one, I don't know if there's a PDA, and I don't know if there's a bolt collector. I would assume there are, but I didn't do all of the challenges, and neither of those things are on the regular world missions like they are in the other 2 games. So if you have to do a bunch of challenges to get those 2 things, then I guess you have to do the challenges, but I didn't bother to finish them because I didn't really need to beat the game, and because I don't have any interest in really 100%ing this game, I'm not really that worried about it. But anyway, so there's a platinum bolt that I got down there, and once you come into here, before you jump down, you can just shoot that trash can, and then you'll be able to shoot most of those guys before jumping down to meet them. And they're all going to kind of swarm towards you at the bottom there, and then you can jump down. They'll all be in a nice group that you can blast with a shotgun, and then you can kill the laser guy and continue on. So out here there's not really a whole lot. All you have to do is jump onto this platform, it'll raise you up, and you'll see the boss we'll be defeating here in a second again. I thought maybe shooting him would reduce his health, but it doesn't actually seem to do anything other than waste ammo, and ammo is a good thing to keep, so try to not waste it if you can, but if you keep buying weapons, then you should be fine, which I think I have also mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. It's a good idea just to buy a weapon if you have a lot of leftover bolts. Buy a weapon or two extra just in case you run into a spot where you need ammo, and sometimes having ammo on those two weapons will help you get past that area. You always do have your ratchet, which can damage enemies, but sometimes you don't want to get so close to them, and it's always better to have something that can shoot things from afar rather than up close. So this room is pretty straightforward. Just shoot the guys as they come out of the doorways, and if you stand a little bit back near the entrance there, you can pick them off with the Lancer. I think it's called the Lancer, and it's not really a big deal trying to get rid of them. They don't swarm you too badly, and there's a health container here in the corner, and once we walk into this next area, there's going to be a cutscene and then the boss fight.
Greetings, morons. Since my employees did such a lousy job of taking care of yous, I thought I'd come and handle things myself.
Now, funnily enough, this is actually my second attempt at this guy, because my first attempt I fell off and died, and it's pretty hard to actually die to this guy damage-wise. The attacks he does is sending those lasers that will follow a certain path, and they're pretty easy to dodge, and he'll shoot you, which can be avoided by staying behind the cover. However, the cover is destructible. If he shoots it enough, then it will eventually disappear, and in some ways that's a little bit more helpful than having the cover there, because, as I said, most of his attacks are easy enough to dodge, you don't really need them. So he's shooting missiles at me here, and all the cover goes away, which I kinda like better, because then I can target him better with my saw gun. Buzz, whatever. I just played through the third Ratchet and Clank, so I'm getting my weapon names mixed up. But whatever the name of this weapon is, then you can shoot him along with this, and really anything else that you have. I just like to use this one because I wanted to get the level higher. You can see the level is below the weapon there, but anyway, once he is dead, that'll be it for this level.
Back up! I need backup!
Hey, my old swing shot and grind boots.
Swing shot target detected. Press and hold circle to shoot the swing shot. Use L1 for better aiming.